Welcome back to Mass Appeal. You've probably heard that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but sometimes mornings get hectic between work and kids and all that stuff.
That's for sure,
I
yes.
bet, yeah, you know that all
but
too well.
before, well, yeah, I only got one so far, though. But before you grab a quick breakfast on the go, we're going to tell you which ones you should eat and which ones you should not eat. Joining us to share more is nutritionist Dr. Laura Hutchinson. Good to have you back, Dr. Hutchinson.
Thanks for having me.
So we're starting with breakfast on the run. If you're going out, there are certain things that are great to eat, certain things that are not so good to eat.
Right. So when you're thinking about breakfast on the go, you know, you want your choices to be as low in sugar as possible, as low in added fat, you know, especially solid fat as possible, and as high in fiber and protein as possible. That will keep you fuller for longer and avoid those empty calories.
As a nutritionist, if you could make a wish list of what people got in their breakfast, what would be on that list?
I would say definitely a fruit or a vegetable, you know, at every meal. Definitely water, you know, so you want some sort of hydration, and then at least 15 or 20 grams of protein, at least 4 or 5 grams of fiber.
All right.
Okay, so that's what would be considered a good balanced breakfast.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to start here. What I see here is a bagel, which for a while was bagel and cream cheese was my
I was gonna say, what I see is
breakfast.
Ashley Cole's breakfast right here.
And then we also see an English muffin with egg and cheese.
Yeah.
Okay, so which one is eat this and which one's not that?
Okay, so eat this is the English muffin with the egg and cheese, which has around 300 calories and about 20 grams of protein, so it makes the protein cut.
Oh, 20 grams of protein in something as little as that?
Yep.
Oh, because you've got the cheese and you've got the egg.
And the egg, and if you added a little bit of meat, it would go up to, you know, around 24, 25.
Oh,
And
okay.
keep you fuller much longer.
That's more than I
Right.
expected.
Relative to the bagel and cream cheese.
Relative to the bagel and cream cheese, which packs about 500 calories.
What?
And it's mostly carbohydrate and added fat. And so, you know, cream cheese is a very high fat cheese, so the worst cheese
It's
to
both,
pick.
it's
you
both
know?
cream
It's
and
so
cheese.
good.
Exactly.
I love it so much.
Lower fat cream cheese makes it better, but still probably not nearly as good.
Right, still not filling enough, not as high in protein as the egg and cheese. So definitely go for the egg and cheese to save some calories and to get enough protein.
And you can incorporate veggies into it too by having like egg whites and vegetables. and
Yeah,
put that on the
definitely.
English
You
muffin.
could take some fat off by having egg whites instead of an egg, and you could make it a whole grain English muffin, and that would
that's true.
definitely add some fiber
Or
too.
maybe I've seen some of the fast food restaurants, they have those flatbreads too.
Yep, and those are, you know, way lower in calories than the English muffin. So like a whole grain flatbread would be about 100 calories in that versus the 150 or 200 in the English muffin.
So you can eat out for breakfast and do it right.
Yeah, you can do it right, but still, you know, breakfast at home is the best option
Absolutely.
if you have time.
If you have time. Right, now let's move on to the real sugary stuff over
Yes.
here that I see.
Right.
Which is also our breakfast oftentimes. in the morning.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
So if you're feeling indulgent, you know, sometimes you want a sweet for breakfast, right? Most people think that a muffin is healthier than a donut, right? You know,
Well, especially blueberry, it's got fruit in it.
right.
Yeah, well,
so,
and you see that
yeah.
the donut's fried and it just doesn't look healthy.
When you look at the stats, though, in terms of the nutrients, the muffin packs around 500 calories and around 50 grams of sugar and around 20 grams of fat.
Okay, I used to eat a muffin every morning. That is a bad decision.
Yeah, that's a not that.
That's unbelievable.
So, okay,
What's in that?
not that. Now, so you're saying the donut is eat this instead?
Yeah, you know, if you're choosing between a donut and the muffin, if those are your two choices and you want something sugary, the donut, your average donut, you know, the kind without the frosted pink sprinkles, has around 270 calories and only around 15 grams of sugar or so and 15 grams of fat. So it's definitely a lower calorie option, even though both of these are full of empty calories, added sugar and added fat.
So maybe then go with the munchkin, throw it over here.
Yeah, so if you take a munchkin, which only has about 30 calories, and you add that as a little dessert, an afterthought
Yeah,
to your
treat
egg and
yourself.
cheese,
Yeah.
You can, you know, save a few empty calories and still have your protein-packed breakfast.
But
Right,
don't
everything
eat
in
them like that.
moderation,
though.
right?
Right,
Of course.
exactly.
Well, we'll be back with even more breakfast options in just a bit. Thanks so much, Dr. Hutchinson.
Thank you.
For being. We are back with nutritionist Dr. Laura Hutchinson with even more foods you should and shouldn't eat when grabbing breakfast on the go or staying at home, right?
Right.
Dr. Hutchinson, good to be back with you.
Good to be back with you too. So now we're going to talk a little bit about quick breakfasts to have at home. You know, a few things that we tend to grab quickly are maybe a bowl of cereal, maybe a quick cup of coffee, maybe a piece of fruit or a glass of juice. So let's start with the drinks. Coffee. You know, coffee in and of itself, a black cup of coffee, 2 or 3 calories per cup, real low. But we tend to add a lot of added sugar to that, and then also a lot of cream, which ends up being, you know, added fat. So the more cream and sugar you add, the more discretionary calories. If you get a fancy latte or something at, you know, a fast food place, that could be up to 100 grams of sugar or 400 calories.
So that's like 2 muffins, right?
Yeah, 2 muffins worth of sugar, but about 500 calories in, you know, a large, a 20-ounce flavored latte with whipped cream.
Wow. Oh my goodness,
All
that
right.
is
I'm
that's
drinking black coffee
you
at
can
home.
really
Yeah.
drink your calories, that's for sure.
Definitely.
And now another drink that people drink is orange juice.
Orange
and
juice.
Fruit juices.
Yeah, and so fruit juice, you know, is a good choice. If it's 100% fruit juice, then there's no added sugars. But the problem with juicing is it takes out all of the fiber. So, you know, a better option is to eat, you know, a whole piece of fruit, or even better, to fill yourself up, you know, put a few pieces of fruit in the blender, add a little bit of yogurt or a little bit of milk, a few crushed ice cubes, and then you have a whole meal full of protein and fiber that tastes pretty sweet, and you can drink it in the car on the way to work.
I'm
And
all
you're-
about the smoothie.
You're getting those servings of fruits and vegetables too that you were talking
Right,
about earlier.
definitely.
Okay, now this other thing that we're going to tackle is the battle of the breakfast cereals.
Right, battle of the breakfast cereals. And the real secret to making sure you have a healthy breakfast cereal is on the nutrition facts. You know, if you're looking on the nutrition facts of a cereal, you want to look for less than 5 grams of sugar if possible. So we want to, you know, on this cereal, for example, there are 0 grams of sugar. So no
That's
added
great.
sugar in this
Wow.
product. However, a lot of granolas that you buy off the shelf, you know, granola has a reputation for being such a healthy food. You know, a lot of granolas have up to 20 grams of sugar in a half cup,
Wow.
more than the donut.
But if you make granola yourself, though, you can err on the side of health if you don't add a bunch of extra sugar. and junk.
Definitely. So you want to add things, you know, yourself on your own terms. If you have time to make your own granola, that's the best bet. Often people put granola in yogurt as well, and fruit flavored yogurts have a lot of sugar also. So your best bet is to go for plain yogurt and Greek yogurt for that protein packed.
So Greek yogurt
Okay.
is the way to go.
Yeah, Greek yogurt's the way to go if you're looking for protein. Plain Greek yogurt is, you know, the best nutrition-wise.
Plain
And then
Greek
you can
yogurt.
add some fresh fruit to it too to
Right,
make it instead of the fake fruit, or not the fake fruit, but the sugary fruit
know,
that
the
already
fruit on
comes
the
in it.
bottom.
On the
Exactly.
bottom,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. And then instead of, you know, granola and sugary yogurt, you could also go for oatmeal, you know, that has no added sugar, more fiber, really heart healthy. Maybe put a little bit of skim milk in there, and then add your own fruit to sweeten it.
And it's best to make it not from the packets, right? To make it on your own.
Yeah, if you're using instant, you know, at least have original instant, because then there's no added sugar. But even better, you know, the more grainy the oatmeal is, the more fiber it has. So steel cut oats, you know, would be number 1.
Gotcha.
Good to know. This is great information. Now
love
we know
these tips.
what to eat, what not to eat. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Dr.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And for these tips and more, you can log on to mymassappeal.com later today.